This is WCPO 9 News.
Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Jasmine Stiles. After an investigation, Cincinnati police decided to change their stance on what they initially called a triple shooting. Now it's a murder-suicide, claiming the lives of a father and his son. Officers believe 45-year-old Dustin Boland shot his father and an unknown woman before turning the gun on himself. WCPO 9 News reporter Taylor Nimmo talked to a neighbor who says Boland texted her just moments before pulling the trigger. The woman Boland reportedly shot remains in the hospital tonight. We're working to learn if she's still in critical condition or if she's improved. Doorbell camera footage shows a bizarre trend in Fairfield. Strangers going door to door with paper towels. We spoke with concerned neighbors today who tell us they're worried the group is trying to get inside their homes. They say this group never shows a police permit, and that is required for door-to-door soliciting in Fairfield. We're told the group never identifies themselves either. In the doorbell video a neighbor shared with us, you'll see at least 3 people, 2 women and a man. The group allegedly drives around pretty slow before approaching random houses. This group has also allegedly been seen in Springdale, and some of the video came from houses in the Lindenwold area of Hamilton. A few neighbors tell us they've called police and filed reports. We've reached out to police as well and are still waiting to hear back. Authorities say a man pleaded guilty to robbing a USPS worker in Colerain Township. He's one of at least a dozen people in our area charged with crimes connected to postal robberies. 19-year-old Lamarian Gray pleaded guilty to armed robbery in a U.S. District Court. Prosecutors say on July 12th, Gray went up to a mail carrier who was on their route near Cliffside Drive and pulled a gun on them, demanding their keys. Gray got away with an arrow key and a vehicle key. That arrow key can be used to access things like the blue collection box. During Gray's arrest, authorities found those keys. At this time, we don't know when a judge will sentence Gray, but he faces at least 6.5 years in prison. The judge could give him the max, though, of a little over 8 years. New developments tonight in the case against a woman accused of firebombing a Winton Hills grocery store. Angela Schweitzer appeared in court this morning telling a judge she had nothing to do with November's arson at the Treetop Grocery. But prosecutors say they have social media evidence saying otherwise. 2 people were inside when that fire started, but they made it out okay. The fire and smoke, though, caused roughly $300,000 worth of damage. The owner closed the store for several weeks and just reopened last week. Schweitzer is being held on a $30,000 bond and goes back to court on March 11th. It's about that time where we take you outside now. Things actually looking a little foggy over our Spring Grove Cemetery camera. Steve, we dealt with a little bit of grapple this morning, and it looks like the rain is still sticking around. Let's get into a proposed ballot initiative that would pull Cincinnati out of the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Regional Council of Governments. The organization has been around for 60 years and allocates federal dollars for transit projects in the tri-state. Now a group says its representation structure, which is 1 vote for each member, is unfair to the city of Cincinnati, because the city has the largest population in the tri-state. The ballot initiative says Cincinnati has to leave OKI if it doesn't adopt representational voting. If that happens, it's not clear whether or not OKI would dissolve. We have a more in-depth breakdown on what this could mean for the city on WCPO.com. This morning, officials announced all veterans exposed to toxins during their service are eligible to receive care. Dr. Sharif El-Nahal is the VA's Undersecretary for Health. He tells WCPO 9 News anchor Craig McKee the agency accelerated the program to get as many veterans covered for health care as possible. To be clear, this is tied specifically to health care and not compensation or other potential benefits. You can apply for care by heading to va.gov/PACT. That is PACT, or you can call 1-800-MY-VA-411. Coming up, giving people something to smile about. The way volunteers offered up some much-needed relief in Blue Ash this afternoon.